Hi everyone, FlightSimGuy here, and welcome to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator Action. It is Christmas Eve, and I'm in Denver, Colorado. And today, since it's the holiday season, I'm going to go ahead and fly back to my hometown in Columbus, Ohio. And what I need to do is my plane is somewhere across the tarmac over there. For some reason I got dropped off here, so I'm going to go ahead and take this little vehicle here and head on over to the aircraft. So let's go ahead and hop inside. Okay, we're in the vehicle, and believe me, this vehicle is very, very basic. Let's see here. I'm going to make sure I don't crash into any of these planes while I'm backing out. So let's go ahead and go into reverse. Ping pong paddles. Why are there ping pong paddles in this car? Of all things. Oh well. Alright, that should be enough. Let's go ahead and start the engine. Alright. Let's go ahead and... Now, these cars are very, very basic. I have only one gear, and if I'm lucky I can get them up to like 30 miles an hour. Now, let's see here now. My dispatcher told me that... Turn, damn you! Flying skills are much better than my driving skills. Now, my dispatcher told me that my plane is fourth down from the tower. So let's go ahead and cut across. And I'm not sure what the rules are for driving around an airport, but let's go cut across. No planes taxiing. Here. Okay, now here's a tower. And my dispatcher, the guy who got my plane ready, says it's going to be the fifth one down from the tower. So let's see here. Here's a tower. There's the first plane. Second plane, third plane, 1, 2, 3, fourth plane, and there it is right there. That's not my plane, but he said I should wait in this position for it, so I'm going to go right here and get into position. And I guess in a couple of minutes this guy will back out and head on his flight, and I should be able to stop right here, and my plane will be delivered here shortly. Alright, so let's go ahead and power this bad boy down. There we go. Let's hop out of the plane. Okay. And I'm going to send this guy off, and this guy's going to go away eventually, and my plane will be delivered shortly. Hopefully I don't have to wait too long. Alright, so my vehicle got picked up, and here is my plane. Before we hop inside, I'm going to do a quick walk around, check to make sure everything is good to go. I want to say the walk around is more of a tradition and nothing really good comes of it. Back in my consulting days, I used to do an awful lot of traveling with my job, and I was flying out of Tallahassee once, And once we took off, there was this rumbling noise that was coming from the bottom of the fuselage. And I'm looking around and I'm thinking, am I the only one here that's alarmed? So I call the flight attendant. I'm like, this noise is getting awfully loud. So she went ahead and went to the flight deck, and then the co-pilot came back, and he came by and he looked and he's like, I'm like, dude, don't you guys do a walk around? Anyhow, I think I probably pissed him off when I said that. Pissing people off just comes naturally to me. Anyway, as it turns out, what it was, I suppose, this thingy right here. It was the gas cap. When it's tethered to the aircraft by a little chain, and whoever fueled the plane up didn't properly put the gas cap back on the gas tank. I know, just they're dangling. Anyhow, so the pilot informed everyone what happened, and we had to turn around and go back to Tallahassee. And on I think our final approach, the noise stopped. So the drag with the wind finally tore it off. And there must have been some damage there, because shortly after we taxied back to the gate, a bunch of people came up and they looked at it and they were pointing, and I saw all sorts of expressions on their faces. So that dangling gas cap did a little bit of damage, and hoping the poor bastard who fueled the plane didn't get fired. Anyway, so from that perspective, I've come to learn that the walk around is purely a tradition from back in the day, when pilots literally had to inspect their planes from top to bottom so it doesn't fall apart on them. They do it nowadays, in my opinion, as a tradition, and it doesn't really serve it the purpose. So I'm only doing this because I'm showing off an Easy Docs feature where I can literally walk around the airplane and pretend as if I know what I'm doing, and making sure that my plane is fine. Having said that, these two guys are just there for show. I'm gonna kick them out shortly, but the plane looks good. Plenty of air in the tires. Pitot tube covers are gone. The covers for the engines are gone. The chocks have been removed. So let's go ahead and make our way into the cockpit. Up here. Alright, so we're in the cockpit. Let's make our way to the flight deck. Those two guys left. And let's go ahead and hop into the pilot seat. Let's go ahead and close the door first. Oh, and we're carrying this VIP passenger. She's the one with the man hands, in case you remembered her. So let's go ahead and close the door. And let's get into the cockpit. Alright, so we're in the cockpit of the Cessna Citation X, one of my favorite add-ons. A little bit buggy, a little bit of a pain in the ass, but I really like it. So we are in Denver. We're flying to Columbus, Ohio, more specifically Bolton Field. And let's go ahead and review the weather report. We have winds 180 at 7 knots. Pressure is 29.79. Visibility is clear. No precipitation. Temperature is -1 degrees centigrade. With regard to weight, I've configured this plane for souls on board 7. Fuel is going to be 8,200 pounds. We're going to be cruising at flight level 410, carrying 280 pounds of cargo. And from Denver to Columbus, it's about 1,009 miles. And what I did was I simply went to skyvictor.com, drew a line from Denver to my destination airport, and just tagged it to VOR stations, more or less direct in between the two destinations. So this is going to be a VOR to VOR flight. I'm going to punch it into the FMS, but I'm nervous about this FMS. It locks up on me from time to time. Got my flight plan here. I have my checklist, so let's go ahead and get started. Parking brake is on. Let's go ahead and remove this. External pre-flight complete. Documents on board. Passengers boarded and briefed. Parking brake set. Landing gear lever is down. All circuit breakers are in. Fuel cutoff switch is off. all my switches and generators here should all be set to norm. Let's see here. Engine air is clear, cabin doors closed, seatbelts and harnesses fastened, battery 1 and 2 on. Cross tie open, and let's go ahead and get our APU started. Okay, let's go ahead and get our INS gyros aligned. Before I do that, I gotta go to the FMS. By the way, this is the first time I'm flying this plane with the Easy Dock. It's like total confusion here. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn on. There we go. And let's take a look at the FMS. Positionalization. My database is out of date. Great. We are in Denver. Okay. Now I can go ahead and align my INS gyros. I'm trying to remember what my keys were. And by the time I'm done with the FMS, they should be aligned and good to go. While this is one of my favorite add-on aircraft, it is kind of buggy, and pretty soon you're going to see some of the issues I have to deal with regarding this plane. First, I can't review my route, and all sorts of weird things happen when things don't work perfectly with this plane. In a moment, you will see what I'm talking about.
Cessna November 800 Echo Sierra, taxi 2 and hold short of runway 8 via taxiway Bravo November Lima Echo Echo Mike. Contact tower on 135.3 when ready.
Alright, the gyros should be completely aligned. There we go. Alright, what I need to do, I wonder if this will work. It doesn't. That's one thing I don't like about this plane. I can't check my, let's go ahead and get my main speeds. I can't check my route. So, I never liked that about this plane. Or maybe there is a way to do it and I just don't know how. Alright, let's continue with the checklist. APU started. APU master switch is on. Let's go ahead and turn on the bleed air. Avionics on. EICAS switch on. Radios are on. Oxygen is good. Fuel is good. Warning speeds have been tested. V speeds have been set. Altimeter is 29.79. Next, heading select. Let's go ahead and turn this to 8.
Denver ground, northwest 1657, taxi to parking. Northwest 1.
Let's go ahead and start the engines. Fine. Let's go ahead and turn on my taxi lights. Turn on my landing lights. Okay. And I think I'm ready for engine start. So let's go ahead and leader is on. Let's go ahead and start up the left engine. Go. Alright, let's start the right engine.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 7 via taxiway. 6678, hold position, caution other traffic.
Go.
Flight escape,
down. Alright. I also, with this particular plane, I also like to check, that's the to be cockpit, check these to make sure everything is fine. That should be armed. Turn. That's fine. That is fine. That's fine. Ignitions are good. That's good. Standby power is on. Fuel boosts normal. Alright, so on this one I am going to need all my icing systems need to be on. Hydraulics, norm, lights on, signals on, turn all these on. Pressurization, and then we figure that out. Auto. Go. Okay, stir that up. We are squawking properly. Okay. Alright. Lights are on, flaps are set. APU I'll power off when I'm in the air. And I think that's it. Alright. We're in good shape here. Let's go ahead and cut a new track. Alright. Let's go ahead and do a pushback. What am I getting the caution for? Parking brake, low pressure. Okay, parking brake still on. Turn this off. We're going to runway 8. Alright, this time around I'm going to make every effort to stay on the taxi lines. And I have a very good reason for that. This is one of my favorite aircraft. But you can't find it on FS Pilot Shop or on Sim. Okay, what the hell just happened? My co-pilot just said something, and I have no idea what he just said. And I'm getting a warning message of some sort. I thought I was. Now, headphones. I didn't hear specifically what my co-pilot said or what that beeping means, but in watching, I noticed this when I was editing. If you look carefully, my landing gear went up. I did not hit the gear switch. I'm not sure what happened, but for some reason, my landing gear is up. And that's what's causing that beeping noise. And a good question to ask your pilots is, what happens to the plane if you pull up the landing gear while you're still on the ground? Okay, let's go ahead and contact Denver Tower. Request clearance. Go ahead and taxi to position. want to cancel my IFR. So I'll do that in a second. Actually, if I just don't do what the ATC tells me, it cancels it anyway. Alright. My flaps are good. Throttles are good. Good on the autopilot, or as far as my heading is going. Altitude is set. Alright, let's go ahead and get going. Let's go ahead and bring the engines up to about 40. Full throttle. Yes, I know I don't have any FSX. Shut up. Stay down the middle of the runway.
knots.
80 knots, yeah. Get off my co-pilot. V1. Rotate.
You're up.
Oh, what the hell? I didn't tell my co-pilot to do that. What just happened? Flaps up.
Flaps up.
Alright. I'll check it off. Okay. Heading. Autopilot. Go. Flaps up full. Vertical speed. Nose up. Let's take it up to about 2,500 feet per minute. Confirm, cancel. Alright, what I need to do at this point is gas a bit, and I can go ahead and turn off my APU. Oh God! Turn off! Wow. Alright, so I need to fix this. Cockpit.
2992 on the altimeter.
Yeah. 2992 on the altimeter. Turn off my... Gotta fix this. Alright, climbing at a good clip. Got the FMS nav on. Wow, it already froze on me. APU has been shut down. I'm in cruise climb. I don't need my icing systems. I can go ahead and turn those off. So we're at a good speed, good climb. I can go ahead and turn off my icing systems. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know that I'm very fond of the Embraer line of jets. And one thing I've noticed about those jets is the icing systems, you don't need to manage them. By default, everything is on. You have to go out of your way to turn them off, and when you do, it tells you that the icing systems are off. That Air France crash that left Brazil, the pilots flew a perfectly good plane into the ocean, primarily because they lost control of the plane once the autopilot turned off when the engine anti-ice systems, everything froze up. So, good lessons learned. Okay, so... this FMS locked up. Now it's working again. Seriously? Very well. FMS. Alright, let's take a look at our progress and let's see how far we have to go. Top of descent is 1 hour and 33 minutes. And we'll get to TZR 2 hours and 3 minutes. My FSU IPC autosave is on, so if and when this son of a bitch crashes, I should be back in business. We got a good profile, we're looking good. And oh wow, it's locked up again. Oh, this one is good. How about this one? Okay, this one's still good. Alright. Alright. And I think with that, I can go ahead and stop recording. Alright, so let me bring you up to speed on what just happened. I was cruising along, had the autopilot on, tracking to the FMS, so I figured I'd go downstairs and grab a bite to eat. And when I came back upstairs, the ominous silence bothered me. And when I looked at my screen, the plane was parked at the airport where I started off from. So obviously FSX crashed. But I figured, hey, I'm not worried. I have FSU IPC autosave enabled, so let's go ahead and give that a shot. So I went ahead and loaded the last saved file, or the last file saved that FSU IPC put out there. And what it did was, it put me right where I crashed, or the last save before that, the last checkpoint before that. It put me at the right altitude, the right heading, the right speed. But that's all it did. Everything was dark. Everything was off. The plane was just gliding. So I went ahead and powered up the plane, set the FMS, or initialize it to the setting for whatever the GPS said. Align my INS. There's a shortcut to aligning your INS with this plane. Just hit the test key. And I figured I can go ahead and resume my flight. Only problem was I couldn't get the engine started. I had the APU on, lead valve closed or open, whichever one it is. You need to start the damn thing. And no matter what I did, I could not start the engine. And what happened was, I glided until I was at about 14,000 feet, and I had the engine start switch on, and it was at 14,000 feet, everything came alive, and the engine started up. Then using, I went on here, and fired up my PFD settings. I turned on the airports and the VOR stations, and using skyvector.com, I was able to pick up where I was, and then create a flight plan from that position to my destination, just entering the remaining waypoints that I haven't hit yet. Put my cruising altitude back up. Once the engines came alive, fired them up, got back into a steep climb, and essentially I was able to recover. Now the problem was, easy. Banking is going to do here. Not a lot. The problem was, oh shoot, what the hell is this thing? The problem was, I can't get my EasyDock cameras to work. I'm able to bring up the interface right here. I was able to bring up the interface. Shift D. That's not coming up now. Anyhow, my cameras, my EasyDock cameras went away, and I haven't been able to enable them in flight. I've looked online to see how I can do that, and if I was supposed to save this flight, exit FSX, restart FSX, restart that flight, I'd have my cameras. But I'm afraid the planes are going to be powered down again. And that's where I am. Also, I had to turn on Active Sky Next again. once it crashes and restarts, it severs this connection, or it severs the connection, and you have to bounce FlightSimGuy X to get your weather again. So for the most part, I'm back in business, except I don't have my cameras, and I haven't been able to figure out how to get them turned on. Anyway, with that, we'll pick it up when I'm doing my approach. All right. Now, I'm not going to wait for my top of descent. According to this, vertical speed at top of descent, 3,200 feet. That's kind of steep, and I am flying above my profile. So let's go ahead and fix that. Go ahead and bring it down to about, well, bring it down to match. It's there. Alright. Take it down to about 25 for now. It's back to about 25%. Vertical speed. Push the nose down. We're going to take it down to about 2,600 feet per minute. About there. And hopefully I can get back into the vertical profile. Let's take a look at the progress. 177 miles out from my destination. So now I'm coming in from the west. I'm heading 090. So I've been outside. The winds are very mild, very light. So I'll just go ahead and make right and come in on runway 22. Alright, let's go ahead and check our descending or descent checklist. Let's see here now. Oh yeah, I'm going to be coming through some clouds. So let's go ahead and turn on all the icing systems. This one. There we go. There we go. Once we get below 31,000 feet, I can power up the APU.
Traffic.
Oh, for the love of... What traffic? You know, I need to turn down the traffic settings on my simulator. I really could do without all the traffic warnings. Okay, going down under the clip. Let's see. I know it's a bit soon, but if I don't do it, then I'm going to forget. So I'm going to turn on my landing lights. And I will also use Bolton Field's ILS. For a small airport, it has a pretty thorough ILS. Aviation first. Clear. Arrival. Runway. We'll go ahead and do 22. I'm not doing a star. Activate. Landing. Temperature is 12. Yes, it's that warm on Christmas Eve in Columbus, Ohio, December 2015. It's very, very warm. Alright, let's get my V speeds. Alright, the next waypoint, after the Muncie VOR is the Dayton VOR station, and at that one we're supposed to be at flight level 156. And we're at 19,000 feet right now, and that is 5 minutes out. So I can go ahead and dial in. In fact, let me try the flight level change feature of this plane. Let's go ahead and dial in 15,000. I really hate this. That's a problem with this plane. Put the altitude knob right here. Alright, so let's go ahead and dial in 15,000. And let's do flight level change and see what it does. So what it's going to do is it's going to push the nose down and keep it at a vertical speed that's going to maintain whatever this speed is. And to do that, it's going to go down at about 1,000 feet per minute. Having said that, I never did learn how to dial in speeds on this thing. Or is it down here? Or I think what it does is whatever the speed is. So if I'm supposed to bring the throttle back, it's going to reduce the speed to whatever. And to maintain that speed, it's going to push the nose down even further. But here I just want to get to 15,000 feet. And according to this, the flight level change feature, that's what it's going to do. And we have 4 more minutes, so we'll see how that works. Alright, so after the Dayton VOR, please don't crash on me. The next one is Springfield, and at that one I need to be at 8,000 feet, and from there I'll just hand fly to Bolton. The weather here is pretty accurate. It's nice and clear. It's actually a little bit darker outside. It's a little bit past 6 o'clock, so but I prefer flying in the day. We'll see how well this flight level change feature works. And I'm heading straight towards TZR. I need to land on runway 22. So at some point I'm going to go from FMS to nav and fly heading, well, flyer pattern that gets me going in right base for runway 22. We'll start landing. It's probably going to make me come in on runway 4, which is fine. We can do that.
Cessna November 800, Echo Sierra, Bolton Field, flight left base, runway 4, altimeter 3009.
Alright. 50, runway. Okay, I can change it. You know what? What the hell? Let's go ahead and use a star. There we go. There we go. Let's see if it's gonna. Let's see if the nav radios automatically tune to the frequency. It should. Airports. TZR. Runway 4. ILS localizer is 111.7. And it didn't tune, so let me go ahead and do that. 111. Assuming I'm not crashing. Okay, there's a runway right there. And let's go ahead and try something here. Let's do nav and approach. Let's go ahead. Watch it, buddy. Watch it. Go too far off now. Okay, there it goes. It's doing its thing. Just to keep it legit, let's go ahead and turn this. Right. 4. And let's turn this. 4. Damn it. Turn. Jeez. Alright, so we're coming in on runway 4. We're way too fast. Let's go ahead and kill the speed.
Traffic.
Oh, come on.
Cessna 0, Echo Sierra, cleared to land, runway 4.
Land runway 4. Alright, we're in the glide scope. We're still way too fast. So let's go ahead and kill the engines. So are we slowing down fast enough? No. So speed brake. And a little more flaps. In fact, kill the speed brake. And we'll let the flaps do the job. I'm not supposed to be doing it this way though. 170 is still kind of fast. Gear down. Okay, still too fast. 1,000 feet. Throttle's at idle. Flaps 35. Full flaps. V speeds are 118, 113. We're approaching 118. Get some gas. Whoa.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Yeah. Give it some gas. These engines aren't very responsive at lower
Don't sink.
altitudes.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Okay. Once I hit minimums, I'll kill the autopilot.
Don't sink.
300.
Minimums, autopilot off.
$50, $40, $30, $20, $10.
Alright, this is not the landing I wanted to show off. Six flights, 60 knots. Brakes.
Cessna 0, Echo Sierra, turn next taxiway.
Caution. Okay, retract everything. let's do a quick run through of the power down. Alright, we'll kill the gas. Turn off inertial navigation system. Flaps up. Let's go ahead and kill avionics. Let's go ahead and kill the APU. And I guess I should turn off all my icing systems. And last but not least, bring the stick back and kill the battery. And that's it. Nope, that's not it. Damn lights are still on. Alright. Now, that's it. FlightSimGuy here. Thank you very much for your time. Hopefully I can get some good camera angles with the FS recorder. We'll see how that works out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.